For some of our western counties. As I mentioned, stuff kind of just popping up spontaneously. So right now we have a warning issued for Crawford, Talbot, Taylor, and Upson counties until 5:45, so about the next 48-ish minutes. So we're going to take a look at that. Some organization. There goes the buzzer again. And as we say that, there's another warning over to our east. So this stuff that was rolling through Baldwin County, rolling through Washington County, also prompting another warning as it moves down towards the southeast with Emmanuel, Johnson, Lawrence, and Washington counties. Let me take this full screen for you real quick. And, well, oh, wrong button. Whoops. All right, so here's the easternmost one. As you can see, the strongest portion of that kind of trailing on the southern edge of the bulk of where the storm was heading into the Harrison area now. Wrightsville, mostly all of Johnson County, probably getting into the Kite area, Adrian as well. So, and then clipping the northern edge of Lawrence County and then the northern edge of this in southern Washington County as well, around Tinnell, Oconee, Riddleville, and Harrison. So that is our easternmost one, and then the one over here towards the west in eastern Talbot County, kind of crossing the Taylor County line right now, moving on into southern Upson County, and then we'll be moving into western Crawford County around Roberta. So this nestled between Thomaston and Butler. Some areas in northern Crawford County and southern Upson County will be seeing the effects of this next. But it's not just that. I imagine that some more organization could go on with this stuff passing through Macon right now, getting down into Houston County, eastern Crawford County right now. And also we are taking a look at this stuff, which a lot of lightning as it moves into some of our northwestern counties. So right now this is for Harris, Meriwether, and Troup counties, moving through the LaGrange, Hogansville area right now. And then another warning down here, just on the east edge of Alabama in Lee, Macon, and Russell counties. Again, Lee and Macon County, Alabama, not Lee and Macon County, Georgia right there. So let's get back to what we got in here right now. As you can see, trying to organize amongst a line right here. These storms are, but in a general eastern, southeastern direction right now as they do continue to roll through central Georgia. Some of our western counties, are getting some of that rain that we haven't seen them get so far today. But lots of stuff just popping up out of nowhere. Let's take a look at the hail associated with these real quick. So just tiny speck of hail right there as it moves into Taylor County north of Butler, northwest for a more specific location. Some pretty heavy downpours associated with this. You can see some darker colors right there on that radar signature and some frequent lightning as well, and along with the damaging winds, which we cannot see on the radar. As we move over towards the east, this is pretty widespread stuff, almost covering all of Washington County, which is a fairly large county that we do have here in central Georgia. So just to kind of give you a general idea of how much coverage some of these storms are having, and you can see some pretty frequent lightning as that continues to trek down into the Wrightsville, Johnson County area. So just to the northeast of Dublin as well right there. Into Lawrence County, probably getting down into Treutlen County area and then getting over towards the Swainsboro, Nunez, Adrian area pretty soon as well. So this one until 5:45 as well, 44 minutes left on this warning, and then this one over towards the west until 5:45 as well. But in between, we're still seeing some pretty widespread thunderstorms across some of these counties that may not necessarily be in the warning area. So Twiggs County, Houston County, Bibb County, getting on into Peach and Crawford County as well. Crawford County does have the end of this warning right here. You can see over on the western portion of it, but the eastern area of Crawford County and even around Roberta getting some of that rain already right now. So, and then we're looking at some showers and storms popping up in Warner Robins, moving towards Bon Air around the Twiggs County line as it gets down into the very southern tip of Twiggs County, Bullard, Tarversville, once again Bon Air, maybe Kathleen as well, and then kind of getting into the Bleckley County area pretty soon. So we're talking Cary, Coley, and then maybe eventually Cochrane as well. We're going to keep an eye on that to see if it continues to stay organized as it rolls through in that general direction. So pretty big swath of stuff right here, as you can see, stretching from our far west counties all the way over to our far east counties. So ignore that arrow right there. Pull the pointer back out. You can see lots of lightning associated with this easternmost storm right here, but still pretty good concentration of lightning right here. It may be smaller in coverage area, but as you can see, there's still a lot of lightning packed into a tiny space right there, indicating that that is the most intense point of that storm right there. And then pretty widespread stuff across this stuff in the middle right here. Not much organization, just merely some thunderstorms rolling through the area, still strong nonetheless in nature. And then you can see the gust front kind of pushing through some of our more central counties right here into Twiggs, into Houston County, and into Peach County as well. So what I want to do right now is get a view of the Perry Skycam, because this is the general direction where these storms are headed towards. And then I'll point this camera towards the north, and you can see long line of dark clouds. You guys can't see it just yet. I'm gonna get that situated for you, but very ominous looking dark clouds rolling into the Perry Fairgrounds area right now. Play that and then pull that graphic up for you right here. So as you can see, this is the stuff that's rolling through Houston County. So still no small punch right here. This is still a strong thunderstorm that is going to roll through the area. You can see some dark areas of precipitation off in the distance. The Miller-Murphy Howard building kind of blocking a lot of that right now, but still that is what is moving through the area in Perry fairly soon. And then also we'll take a look over towards the west, towards some of that stuff in moving into Taylor and Upson and Crawford counties as well. So that's going to be off in the distance, but definitely see some darker clouds off in that area. As we move more towards the southwest, you don't see much, as you see right there on I-75, but then you move it over towards the northwest-ish. You can kind of see some of those taller clouds building in the distance, and that is what's rolling through some of those areas right there. So I imagine that gust front is going to reach Perry fairly soon, and that Georgia state flag right there will be whipping quite a bit. So let's take a closer look at some of the warnings that we do have now and turn our focus to those. As you can see, some pretty widespread stuff across Johnson, northeast Lawrence County, and southern southeast Washington County as it continues to move through the Johnson County area. Talking Wrightsville, Harrison, any areas in northern Lawrence County, the Bruton area, and then moving towards Adrian, Kite, and other areas towards the east, kind of out of our viewing area, but counties like Jefferson and Wadley, Georgia, Summertown and Emmanuel County, Swainsboro and Emmanuel County as well. So wind's really going to be packing quite a punch with these storms, as we can see the gust fronts, and we saw it on the Macon Skycam a little bit earlier. We're going to keep an eye out for that moving into the Perry area, so I can give you guys a good depiction, because I can show you the radar as much as I want, but at the end of the day, when you see it in person, see what's actually going on outside, it really kind of stays with you a little bit more, the effects of this. So these are 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now, as mentioned. One over toward the west, Crawford, Talbot, Taylor and Upson counties, and then this one over towards the east, Emmanuel, Johnson, Lawrence, and Washington counties. And those are both for about the next 40-ish minutes as we get closer to the 6 o'clock hour and the 6 o'clock show. And then we're keeping an eye out on this one over here towards the west, northwest of some of us in Harris, Meriwether, and Troup. That is until 5:30, but I imagine with the strong lightning concentration and the brief hail signature I just saw, that will continue to get stretched into some of our other counties, maybe even to the northern section of Upson County, and also other areas like, no, there you go. There's an extension of it right there that just popped up just south of Peachtree City and Coweta, Fayette, and Meriwether counties, and that will be moving into Spalding County, Butts County, Pike, Lamar, Monroe County, Upson County area fairly soon as well. So widespread stuff, as I've been talking about all day. This is going to be the pattern into the evening, packing quite a punch with all of these heavy downpours, frequent lightning, damaging winds. Those like straight line wind gusts really can pack a punch in terms of blowing some trees down and knocking power lines down, damaging any property, and you as well if you are outside. So any areas that I've just kind of named off pretty close to some of these severe thunderstorm warnings, or just around where these warnings are in general, you will want to be indoors for the remainder of the evening. It is not going to be a good night to be out on the roads or to be doing any outdoor activities this Sunday evening. So if you're planning a grill out, you might want to postpone that one until later on in the week, as today doesn't look to be the stop of this, as we have more coming in the future tomorrow. So all this stuff really kind of coming over from Alabama, Alabama having lots of that moisture to propel these upward, and they're just kind of moving on into Georgia as they see fit with areas that are most sufficient with all of that moisture. Let's take a look at some of the comments. I can see Getting Dark and Kathleen, Hearing Thunder, and Northeast and Moody. Let's see. Comment about where Dry Branch. Dry Branch is in, excuse me, Twiggs County right here. So northern Twiggs County, almost in the Macon area. So some of the areas that just saw a shower or two roll over the area. Let's see. Okay, kind of just spotty stuff all over. People asking where here and where the most severe stuff is going to be. Once again, I will pull up the severe weather outlook by the Storm Prediction Center for today, and all of us in Central Georgia are within the threshold for a level 1 or a level 2 severe weather threat, as we see. So areas in a level 2 more susceptible to that severe weather, kind of our northwest half of our viewing area, and then areas further to the southeast in a level 1 threat, so still in the possibility of that. So as we saw right now, Sandersville, Wrightsville, those areas in Washington, Johnson County, the Lawrence County area, in that level 1 threat, but still having one of those severe thunderstorm warnings present right now. And then areas over towards the west, like Taylor County, Crawford County, Upson County, Thomaston, Roberta, Butler, in that level 2 severe weather threat. So that is the general synopsis of what's going on so far today. And I will pull the radar back up so you guys can get an idea of everything right here. Let's see. Coming towards North Macon, Bleckley County, hammered in Washington County right now, Bartow, Davisboro area. So let's take a look at that. Yes, kind of moving through Sandersville now, but the Tennille, Harrison area, also other areas like Wrightsville, getting quite a good amount of heavy rain right here, lots of lightning, and we'll pull up the hail parameter once again. You can see pretty widespread hail signature right here too, probably getting upwards to above about ½ an inch. So we're getting into that kind of nickel threshold right now, maybe penny sized right now. But pretty widespread hail signature across the Johnson County and the Lawrence County line right there, just east of Dublin, around the Bruton area, as well as I zoom in just a little bit right here. So Lovett, Bruton, Catlin, all of these areas seeing kind of that hail that just rolled through or is moving just toward the west and going to clip the southern edge of Johnson County, Scott, Adrian, moving towards northern Treutlen County as well, Blackville, even eventually getting into the Gillis Springs and southern Emmanuel County area. So widespread stuff all over these areas right now, and then we'll take it over towards our west. You can see some hail signatures as well, definitely not as large in diameter, well, just about, honestly, so almost about ½ an inch. So these areas seeing some about penny nickel sized hail as they roll through some of our areas right here over towards the west. Taylor County right here, this northern Taylor County, we're talking north of Butler, north of Reynolds right now, some smaller areas, Jarrell and Fickling Mill around Highway 19 and Highway, I believe that's 208 right there. So these areas getting hit with the strongest portions of these severe thunderstorms. And once again, something that you can't see necessarily on this radar right here is the wind, and these damaging wind gusts are going to be present throughout the rest of the evening as well, paired with all of the rain, the lightning, and some of this small hail that we are seeing. So once again, this is kind of the first wave that we are seeing this evening, and we have more stuff out towards the west that looks to move into the area, and we will continue to monitor that through the evening as well. So it's going to look to be a very eventful week or weekend end right here Sunday evening in terms of severe weather. So these two warnings that we have for right now issued for about another 30 minutes, 32 minutes, I believe. And there's all this widespread rain and showers and storms in between rolling into the Houston County, Peach County area. Southern Twiggs County moving on into Bleckley County as well. So none of these prompting a warning, but still some thunderstorms that is not wise to be outside for as these do continue to roll through. All right, so areas in the south, not seeing as much stuff right now. We got a storm over here in Sumter and Lee counties that could look to clip into Chris County, not necessarily prompting a warning right now, but still strong thunderstorm with all that lightning and the heavy rain associated with these, and that could continue to trek into some of our southern counties as well. So southern part of our viewing area staying relatively dry thus far today, probably allowing for them to get a lot warmer today with the temperatures being on the rise, the humidity still being present everywhere, which brings me to my next point. I would like to pull up the dew points. As you can see, even with the rain passing through, some areas are not really wavering much on the humidity. We are getting a good amount of relief in some areas. Warner Robins was at an 81-degree dew point earlier, I believe. So knocking them down to the low 70s, more pleasant stuff. But then areas further to the south that haven't seen that rain, haven't had that moisture used up for these severe warnings, still sitting in the mid 70s for the dew points. So going to be muggy today, muggy tomorrow, and then combined with the high temperatures we've seen today, put most of us in a heat advisory for today. Feels like temperatures of 105 plus. So that has been the story for all of today. The higher the heat advisory temperatures are, the more energy there is for severe thunderstorms to pop up like we are seeing across the area. So really, east and west Georgia, both seeing the effects of this. We'll take it back to this one over at the east with the widespread hail that I want to keep an eye on. And you can see spotty signatures all over associated with these, but the hail getting up to about over ½ an inch in size now. So moving up towards that inch threshold, but still kind of staying below that right now. We're talking about nickel-sized stuff right now. That's rolling through the Johnson County, Lawrence County line right there, and then stuff further down south, closer to I-16, just east of Dublin, with a hail signature right there. And very widespread rain and lightning as well associated with this. Moving through Johnson County now, kind of draping down a little further south now into Lawrence County, looking like it's going to kind of clip down and get into Treutlen County as well in terms of the thunderstorms, but the most severe parts of this are to the east of Dublin right now and in northwest Lawrence County around Bruton and Lovett, Georgia right here, moving towards the Scott, Adrian area, and just kind of moving out of Condor and Catlin as well in East Dublin. Just some rain in Warner Robins. Let's see. No power in Wrightsville, just came through. So once again, these storms, the winds really knocking the power lines down, knocking some power out. That has been the story with what we've seen a lot this summer and will continue to be the story for the remainder of today. Let's take a look at Perry right now once again, see if we have anything with this gust front. You can see the wind still blowing towards the north according to the flag right there. I would imagine that as closer this shelf cloud kind of gets towards the Perry area, that flag is going to change direction and go more south, southeastern in direction. But you can see some dark stuff moving down into western Houston County right there around the Perry Fairgrounds. So there's another warning. Our buzzer just went off. and that one will be for right there around Perry. So this one is for Bleckley, Houston, and Twiggs counties. Just to the east of Bon Air, looks like most of it is in the southern part of Twiggs County. A very, very small thunderstorm compared to what we have been seeing as of late with the widespread stuff like we have in Washington and Johnson counties, but this is moving on into Bleckley County as well. Bon Air and Cary both within this box right here. Tarversville as well, and Royal and Coley, Georgia as well in Bleckley County. So this is the third addition to our severe thunderstorm warnings on this live stream. This is going to be the story once again all day. Stuff just kind of popping up where the most moisture is and continue to roll on throughout the rest of the evening as well. So take another look right here. Hail signature still kicking right here. Just south of Bruton, west of Adrian and Scott, and then around the Johnson County, Lawrence County line as well. So not relatively fast moving stuff right now, and still creating a little bit amount of hail, but lots of lightning, heavy downpours, and the winds are really going to be the story with these right now. Not necessarily severe level hail, which is a good sign, but very well could get to be to that size throughout the remainder of the evening. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on that as we roll through the evening. Let's take a look back over here in Taylor, Upson, and Crawford counties. As you can see, hail signature is still there, moving just north of Reynolds into the southern Crawford County area around the Zenithtown area. A little spotty stuff in northern Houston County, into Twiggs County and Peach County as well. So seeing some very tiny marble-sized hail associated with these, but the one in Twiggs County right here still trying to grow a little bit larger. So I imagine the center of this, yeah, about ½ an inch hail, so getting upwards toward that penny-sized hail right there. With these couple of storms rolling through some of our central counties. So 3 of these warnings, this warning right here that just got issued, it will be until 6 p.m., leading us right into the show. And the other warning is going to end about 15 minutes earlier, but I imagine this one right here is going to get a continuance by the National Weather Service, maybe a little bit more realignment with the polygon that they choose to make more towards into Emmanuel County, but going to clip the southern little panhandle of Johnson County right there, still rolling through eastern Lawrence County, and then going to roll into Treutlen County as well around the Soperton area. Stuff up here towards the north, looking like some residual showers as they roll through Hancock, northern part of Washington County, kind of finally get out of Baldwin County as well, and then some showers all over Jasper, Putnam, Monroe, Jones County, and then into the Macon area as well. The most severe amount of that stuff kind of rolling through down into Peach and Peach County and Warner Robins as well. So Byron, Warner Robins, northern Houston County is what we're talking about there. So there's another warning, and well, I thought it was. Maybe it was a little mishap right there, but as you can see, let's pull the Perry Skycam up. The clouds getting closer and closer. As you can see, the flag's kind of whipping right now, and there is a good amount of cloud cover rolling in through here. I imagine a couple lightning strikes will start to pop up pretty soon as well, but some heavy rain moving into the Perry Fairgrounds area, getting closer to the Perry downtown area more immediately as these continue to trek down towards the south right now.
Yeah, that beat was canceled.
Okay. So that's what our beep was right there. It was canceling the warning for Talbot County and Upson County. So now it is just Crawford and Taylor counties within this warning right here for our storms out over to the west. So this is centered above Butler and Reynolds right now, just to the southwest of Roberta, but looks to kind of move into the Roberta area here pretty soon. But also could kind of merge together with the stuff moving through Peach and Houston counties as well, and maybe even organize a little bit more as it moves through the area. Another warning that we have right now is situated between Bon Air and Cary, right around the Tarversville area in Twiggs County as it rolls through that southern edge of it. Not too much lightning associated with this, some heavy downpours, but still a hail signature of about 0.3, 0.4 inches in diameter right there. So still talking about marble-sized stuff heading through the southern edge of Twiggs County, getting on into the Bleckley County area, approaching Cochran, Cary, Coley, some of those other areas in Bleckley County right there. And then over towards our east, Emmanuel, Johnson, Lawrence, and Washington, really kind of getting a long line of organized lightning here, draping from Wrightsville all the way down to I-16 and moving on into the southern edge of Johnson County, the eastern part of Johnson County, and then East Lawrence County right now, moving on into Treutlen. So since then, they have just taken Washington County out of this warning right now, as the heaviest rain looks to be disorganized with this right now. I imagine that was what the beep was. They took that out. And then all this stuff over here towards our west-northwest, moving through some of the counties out of our viewing area, Harris, Meriwether, Troup, and then stretching a little bit further north into Coweta, Fayette, and Meriwether counties as well. Other areas that have seen the storms already, kind of looking at residual rainfall right now, just merely some showers, which is nice. Get your rain in a little less severe fashion right there. Maybe just provide some sufficient hydration for your garden or any flower beds that you do have. Also want to keep making note of this down here towards our southwest, kind of around Albany right now. That could come into clip some of our southern counties right here, like Crisp County, moving on into Wilcox, maybe even up towards Dooley as well. So, and again, right here in Lawrence County, kind of showing you how lightning can strike not within the heaviest rainfall areas or the areas of most cloud cover. These lightning strikes far from the center of rainfall associated with this severe line of storms, just the east of Dexter, east of Cadwell, and south of Dublin right there. I just got another warning right there. Yep. All right, so here's the newest warning issued right here. This is that line we were just mentioning over towards our west-northwest. It is coming in to clip some of our northwestern counties. So this warning is for Harris, Meriwether, Pike, and Talbot counties, kind of getting into the Thomaston area, but more immediately the Woodbury, Manchester area over towards the west, and then Zebulon also within this box as well. So let's take a look at the hail signature. You can see some spotty hail associated with this just north of Pine Mountain and Hamilton, Georgia, right there in Harris County. And this is some relatively large stuff right here. We're talking about an inch sized hail right here moving through these counties right now and getting on into Upson County in our viewing area fairly soon. So this is what is to come in the next couple, not couple of minutes, probably about 30-ish minutes as it rolls through into our western counties. So any areas in Upson County, west of Thomaston, even into Thomaston, we'll want to prepare accordingly for this coming in within the next hour, within the next 30 minutes really, as it rolls through. So Barker Spring, Hannah's Mill, Roland, all these areas around Thomaston right here going to be next affected by this severe thunderstorm right here. And as widespread as it is stretched, you can see areas like Zebulon, everyone in Pike County, and then even getting into Lamar County, the Barnesville area, areas a little bit south of Upson County, Talbotton, and then even stretching into what may be more storms for Taylor County in addition to, oh, excuse me, a sip of water, in addition to this warning that we have issued for Taylor County right now. So we're pushing into about 5:30 right now. Once again, our 6 o'clock show will go on as planned according to if the golf tournament does finish, which is under a rain delay, which I imagine we are still good to go for the 6 o'clock show, and I will be leading off with the weather to keep you guys updated on this throughout our show. And then I imagine more warnings are going to still be present after the show, so I will continue to stay here and keep you updated throughout the evening with all these multiple waves of kind of pop-up severe thunderstorms and somewhat of a more organized line as well at points. So, all right, so the stuff in Peach County kind of popping up now. As you can see, lots of lightning there. Let's pull up the Perry Skycam, and we can see, yeah, you can see that heavy rain off in the distance right there. That is probably where Byron is right now, off in the distance, where that rainfall is making its way towards the Perry Fairgrounds. I'm going to take a quick look at that flag. As I can see, some of these flags kind of changing direction a little bit, indicating that gust front might have gotten through. So if the gust front hasn't necessarily yet, it is on its way. You can see that flag blowing in the complete other direction now, as opposed to what it was earlier. So some pretty dark looking stuff right there, and we are going to be keeping an eye on that that thunderstorm to see if it approaches any severe criteria. So Washington County kind of getting the residual stuff now, not in this warning anymore. They kind of shrunk it down to just Johnson County, East Lawrence, and then into the Emmanuel County area, but also I believe it's going to stretch down into the northern area of Treutlen County as well. So we're talking southern Johnson County with Adrian, Gillis Springs in northern Treutlen County, and then Blackville, Orland as well, maybe even stretching into the Soperton area, Zadie, and Lothair, Georgia as well, with these lightning strikes already popping up in Soperton ahead of the leading edge of this rain and this lightning right here. Let's take it back to this warning in the middle of central Georgia. Blakely, Houston, and Twiggs. You can see lightning getting fairly organized in concentration right there. You can see that leading gust front as it pushes through into these counties right here. Once again, that gust front, that initial warning that you are going to get that the severe weather is headed your way. And you can see widespread rain all over the northern part of Houston County, southern edge of Twiggs County, right all around Tarversville. So let's take a look and see the hail is, and yeah, all this hail right there in Tarversville. So we're talking about half an inch, 6/10 of an inch. So yeah, once again, the nickel-sized stuff, penny-sized, nickel-sized stuff that is moving through into Tarversville and southern Twiggs County, and then getting prepared to cross on into the Bleckley County line as well. Further over to the west, all this stuff kind of clumping together around the Crawford-Taylor County line. That lightning getting more concentrated along that county line right there. The hail not quite as large over here associated with this severe thunderstorm, talking about pea and marble sized stuff right there. This is moving into the Crawford County area right now, still seeing a lot of stuff just north of Butler and Reynolds and Taylor County. Reynolds actually kind of clipping some of the edge of that rain right there, but areas like Horns, Gaylord, and Zenith in southern Crawford County next in line for this stretch of storms right over here towards the west. And not quite out of the woods yet there, as you can see, the west edge of Upson County going to catch this pretty widespread line of storms stretching about 2 to 3 counties here over towards the west northwest. This warning right now is for Harris, Meriwether, Pike, and Talbot counties, and this is pretty widespread with lots of rain, lots of lightning. Really got the most intense back over in the LaGrange, Hogansville area. Looks like the lightning isn't quite as concentrated anymore, but still lots of lightning signatures associated with this as it treks into our western counties. So 4 severe thunderstorm warnings right now, all stretching from west to east. Kind of staying within that box. Let me pull that back up. As you can see, that severe thunderstorm watch box right there, all of these still within there. Good indication. National Weather Service is on top of it and keeping us updated as they get more data by the minute. So other areas just outside of our viewing area like Jefferson County, moving on up to Waynesboro. These areas over toward the east, Waynesboro as well, going to be next in line or already seeing the effects of this line of storms right now moving through Johnson County and Lawrence County as well. So, and once again, 2 of them are issued for 5:45, and then 2 of these warnings are issued until 6 p.m. So this will take us right into the 6 o'clock show. I might have to get off the live stream for just a couple brief minutes just to get my graphics organized so I can tell you guys all about what's going on, but not much changing over the course of the last couple of minutes associated with these. They're continuing to trek on through the boxes that they are warned for and packing quite a punch with the effects of lightning, wind, and heavy rainfall. So you can see spotty hail signatures associated with all 3. Really can kind of just pick out where the severe thunderstorms are just according to these hail signatures in general. But as they continue to move through certain areas, they continue to look to go down in size on hail, which is a good sign as well. So as we get through this first wave of storms, hopefully we can use up all of that fuel that we have in the moisture to tell these storms over toward the west and Alabama kind of just get out of the way, and we're done for the day, because I know areas that have seen these storms already, tired of the thunderstorms and don't want the damage. The rain is always good, but we would like it in a less severe fashion right there. Let's see. I will pull up Perry once again, and there you go. There's that gust front I was talking about. You can really see the trees and the flag, all of those just kind of getting whipped around by the wind, and that is going to be the story associated with these severe thunderstorm winds. So these are still the winds that are inside the areas of most precipitation with these severe thunderstorms. This is kind of just the leading warning and the leading edge of this right there, but making for a great depiction of that American flag across the interstate right there. But this is the stuff that's heading on into western Houston County and southern Houston County as well. So really, excuse me, I lost the train of thought, but yeah, these kind of winds can produce that kind of sideways rain that you are used to seeing, and that can really kind of beat on any windows that you have on the house. And also this wind will be not good to drive through as well. So anything outside, any outdoor plans, grilling out tonight, maybe a little night swim or anything, it won't be a good night for that. As you can see, lots of winds will be present with this, and can produce some damaging effects, as we have seen in the past over the course of the summer, honestly, with trees getting blown down, power lines getting disorganized and knocking your power out, and just not making for a suitable environment to be outside. So we'll take it from east to west. Right over here, this is the Emmanuel, Johnson, and Lawrence County severe thunderstorm rolling through East Lawrence, now into the southern half of Johnson County, into the east part of Johnson County as well. Adrian, getting down towards the Soperton area, Kite, Georgia, and Gillis Springs as well. And then also we have this storm right here, Bleckley, Houston, and Twiggs, moving across the Twiggs-Bleckley County line, getting into the Cary area, Danville as well, kind of stretching a little bit more towards the east, maybe even getting into the Dublin, Dudley area eventually. We have this storm right here that we just looked at the Perry Skycam, that gust front passing through Perry now, and also the rain shortly following right here with lightning and some heavy downpours. Another warning right here, Crawford and Taylor County, moving on into the Crawford County area right now, southern Crawford County, Hammett, Zenith, some of these smaller towns in southern Crawford County going to be affected by this, even on getting on into the Roberta area as well. And then the edge of this warning right here for Harris, Meriwether, Pike, and Talbot counties, stretching across the western portion of Upson County right here, and you can see stuff starting to pop up towards the west of Thomaston in terms of lightning and heavy rain downfalls. So that is moving on into that area now, and the most intense part of it is shortly following as well. And I believe there was another warning issued. So as you can see, this kind of polygon for the severe thunderstorm watch has changed just a little bit. Not much difference for us here in central Georgia, just more so for the northern counties up there. So 4 severe thunderstorm warnings right now and counting, and more over towards the west. In Alabama, you can see over toward the eastern side of the state, rolling on through. Looks to be stretching as far north as the metro Atlanta area too, and getting on into our northwestern Georgia counties, up in Rome, Dalton, Cedartown, those areas as well. So all over the state seeing the rain today. Southern portion of Georgia still seeing the rain too. A few spotty warnings right there, Albany, and then just east of Bainbridge, moving towards Valdosta as well. So this is going to be the story of the evening. As I've mentioned, once again, I'll stay on for another probably about 15-ish minutes and then get off briefly to get my graphics ready for the show, and then I will continue to keep you updated live on the 6 o'clock hour with our show. But this is not going to be ending anytime soon. Very widespread effects for all of our counties here in central Georgia. Areas further to the south, not seeing much right now, but you can see that thunderstorm warning right there around Albany, just almost clipping Chris County. And Chris County probably going to see the northern edge of that little sprout of storms right there. But all of central Georgia is still in at least a level 1 risk by the Storm Prediction Center today that will make us susceptible to these severe thunderstorm warnings for the near future. But for right now, we're monitoring these 4 severe thunderstorm warnings as we roll on into the 6 p.m. hour right there. So I keep seeing comments about the winds and everything, and it is looking like the winds are really packing the most punch here. Hail signatures were going down as we move over here. This seems to be the largest hail left right around the cluster of Johnson, Lawrence, and Treutlen counties right here, and that hail is about 0.6 of an inch in diameter, so still nothing severe level as far as hail, but still something worth noting and something you will not like to be outside for. So this is getting closer and closer to the Adrian area, probably in the Scott area right now, I imagine, and then around Blackville as well in northern Treutlen County, really kind of getting out of Lawrence County right now, really following that I-16 line right there as it moves into that kind of abruption right there of Emmanuel County sticking out into our viewing area right there. Further over towards the west, there's this severe thunderstorm warning, Houston, Twiggs, and Bleckley. Moving on out of Houston now, but Houston's still seeing some more showers and storms up in the Warner Robins area, Byron area, all along the I-75 line. And that is not warned for a severe thunderstorm warning, but this over towards the east in southern Twiggs County and moving on into Bleckley is, the good news is the hail signature has gone away with that, but still the bulk of the rain and the lightning and the winds in Tarversville right now, crossing over into the Cary area, close to Coley as well. And then further over towards our west, you can see that line of storms stretching across Houston, stretching into Peach County and down into southern Crawford County, really getting close to the Roberta area and crossing that Crawford-Taylor County line right there. So Reynolds getting the last bit of their rain associated with this right now, hopefully. And then Gaylord, Horns, Zenith, and Nokomis down in southern Crawford County, next in line for this line of heavy rainfall, damaging winds, and some small hail as well associated with this. So yeah, as I mentioned, crossing that Taylor County, Crawford County line right now, just south of Roberta is where the bulk of it is, but still Roberta going to see some of this as well. Moving on up to this widespread one that we've been monitoring towards the northwest. As you can see, it's moving on into the Thomaston area right now. The leading edge of this line of storms really kind of sticking on out, and there goes the siren again. We have, yes, another severe thunderstorm warning, kind of just an adjustment to what was made right there for earlier, but now this warning is for Emmanuel, Johnson, Montgomery, and Treutlen counties. So talking northern Montgomery County, and then really engulfing almost all of Treutlen County now. So Treutlen County kind of being a hot spot lately for some of these pop-up thunderstorms. You guys are on your way to getting more effects of this. So as I mentioned, northern areas of Treatland County seeing stuff like Blackville, Orland already, but now Gillis Springs, Soperton, Lothair, Barn Hill, Zadie, areas all over Treatland County going to be engulfed in these severe thunderstorm conditions. And then Terrytown down in northern Montgomery County as well. So really just clipping the edge of Montgomery County right there, and then getting on into the Emmanuel County southwest corner of that. So we're talking about Nunez, eventually getting over to Oak Park, Stillmore, just south of Swainsboro, but Swainsboro also going to see the effects of some strong thunderstorms as well, just not necessarily in that box right there. Nothing changing with the Bleckley Twiggs County storm. This storm in southern Crawford County seems to be moving a little bit quicker, kind of trying to attach to that stuff over there in Peach County and Houston County right now, maybe even making for a more widespread area of rain and storms. So let's take a look at those storms as they roll closer, and oh yeah, you can see how fast those clouds are moving right there on the Perry Skycam. Kind of a cool thing to look at from a meteorological aspect, but at the same time, those winds really pushing and going to make for some heavy rain that is moving through the Perry Fairgrounds in just a little bit. I'm going to move this camera up to the north a little bit so you can see what's actually going on with it right now. As I mentioned, that flag completely changing directions from north to south, and that stuff is going to be rolling through with some pretty heavy rain. It looks like the heaviest of rain might be over towards the west of the fairgrounds, but still nonetheless producing some winds that could be damaging in Perry as well. So that's something worth noting as well too. Just because you are not in the rain aspect of these severe thunderstorm warnings, we've seen the gust fronts all over the radar that I've been pointing out. There's just like tiny leading lines of green on the radar. So I'll point one out once again right here. So these gust fronts, I mean, the rain is still kind of going around Perry right now, but it looks to possibly be changing course. But at the same time, these gust fronts are the leading edge, and just because you don't get any of the rain or the lightning associated with these severe thunderstorm warnings, these gust fronts are very widespread and will affect you nonetheless as well, and the gust fronts can produce that leading edge of winds that can be so damaging to anything that you have outside or any property. Another severe thunderstorm warning really localized now for Thomaston in Upson County. As you can see right here, this is for clipping Talbot County, but mainly for Upson County. This box engulfing much of Upson County, Hannah's Mill, Sunset Village, Roland, Birdsong Crossroads, Logtown, and maybe even getting up towards the Rock as well, and into Yatesville. So Lincoln Park, Redbone Crossroads as well too. So lots of areas in Upson County engulfed in this severe thunderstorm warning. Looks to be the northern part of this more severe in terms of the lightning and heavy downpours, but still stretching down into southern Upson County as well. So you see how intense some of this stuff is popping up. That severe thunderstorm warning in Crawford County and Taylor County has expired right there, as well as the one in Wrightsville and or Johnson County with Wrightsville and Lawrence County as well, but still on the eastern portion of Lawrence County, moving on into eastern Johnson County, getting into the western portion of Emmanuel County, and then also into Treatland County as well. So areas like Adrian, Soperton, Swainsboro, Wrightsville kind of clearing up now, but you guys are still seeing the effects of this severe thunderstorm warning rolling through and still throwing around a little bit of pea-sized hail, maybe even getting up to the Marble and Penny range right there. So yeah, about 0.6 inches in diameter at its highest. So that is moving all through Treatland County right now. So if you're in Treatland County, go ahead and brace for the effects of this severe thunderstorm that is rolling through. Ride it out as well as the rest of the storms for this evening. Everyone in Central Georgia really needs to be riding these storms out within the safety of their homes or within some shelter, as the winds can be producing some damaging effects associated with this. So let's see how this storm is going. Teeny tiny hail specks right there moving on into the Bleckley County line, but lots of lightning, winds, and rain still present in this storm moving through the southern edge of Twiggs County, but stuff over to the west is starting to get going. And Upson County is the first of these counties to see this line of stuff over here that was more towards our west-northwest, and that will continue to trek into the Monroe County area, the Lamar County area, northern Crawford County once again, and moving eventually on into the Macon area as well in Bibb County. So lots of stuff going on with these thunderstorms really popping up and then kind of tagging along with another set of thunderstorms, producing all this widespread rain and wind and lightning, and even a little bit of hail as well, as we've seen on some of the signatures. Some of that stuff in Washington County has moved on out over towards the east, seeing a little bit of showers in the southeast corner of there. Everywhere up toward the north that got some of the rain earlier, that stuff kind of falling apart. So let's take a look at our dew points once again, see how much fuel is available, and still plenty of fuel available. Really humid environment in central Georgia this afternoon, as mentioned many of times already, and it will continue to be that way for the coming days. Here's the Perry Skycam once again. That is that plethora of lightning right over there towards the northwest, kind of moving on into the Peach County area, and that is looking to kind of tag along or try to tag along with all of this stuff moving through Houston County as well. Time frame till rain comes to Macon. Hard to predict, honestly, like a specific time, because these storms continue to pop up very spontaneously, and it's hard to track the general direction that they are going in. But with the widespread stuff over towards the west, I would say within the hour for Macon. So I would not doubt in the middle of our show that we have some heavy rain start hitting the roof, and maybe even some thunder rumbles going on. But yeah, as you can see, this stuff over towards the west in Thomaston and Upson County, looking to trek towards the Bibb County area within the next hour, hour and a half, I would say. Is Dodge going to get rain? Dodge has been fairly dry so far, but as you can see, that gust front kind of pushing into northern Dodge County now, the leading edge of this storm rolling through Bleckley County now as well. So while you haven't seen rain yet so far, any areas in central Georgia this goes for as well. Everyone is under that severe level threat for the rest of today, as we have more weather out towards our west that we are continuing to monitor, and we will be keeping you updated on. Time frame for Ideal. Nothing looking like it's popping up in Ideal in the immediate future. There's a small storm right here in Garden Valley just close to you that will be moving pretty close to you, but nothing immediately moving into the Ideal area. That may not be the story, as more stuff from the west continues to trek over from Columbus and other places in eastern Alabama. But once again, the severe thunderstorm watch box that we do have is for most of our northern counties, meaning our southern counties are less susceptible to these severe thunderstorms. But as you see down in South Georgia, there are 2 warnings down there as well. So that doesn't mean that you are all clear of this. The severe storms don't necessarily obey this box right here. This is just the National Weather Service's professional opinion about what areas are more susceptible to thunderstorms. But we continue to see this stuff trek towards the south, southeast, with that gust front kind of being my indication of that as it treks into areas like Dodge, Pulaski County, into Dooley County as well, southern Lawrence County, excuse me. And speaking of which, I will pull up the Dublin Skycam so we can get a view of what's going on there. And as you can see, when I pull it up for you, we can see some very heavy rain associated with that stuff. There's a little flash of lightning right there too. Off in the distance, moving on out of Dublin, now, but still this is stuff moving through Treutlen County, moving through the eastern edge of Lawrence County, southern part of Johnson County as well, getting on into Emmanuel County. So widespread rain associated with this, and that will continue to be the story all afternoon as mentioned. All right, so with that, it's 5:52. I'm going to get off for a brief couple of minutes, put the show together for you. So I will be back in less than 10 minutes on 13 WMAZ News at 6. So thank you for staying tuned. I will continue to keep you updated throughout the night, and we will continue to keep you updated on these severe thunderstorm warnings in our areas. But once again, please ride these out indoors and do not face the severe effects with the wind, the rain, the lightning, and even the hail that we have been seeing. Do not try to face those firsthand. So I will be back briefly and keep you updated on anything going on with these. Thank you very much.